So I've just seen this really cool Icefjord Center project. It looks amazing, so I thought let's make it in Revit. Now, it's not going to be as simple as creating a roof and then bending it. Doesn't work. I've tried it. There is a better option that gives you an amazing result like this, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Let's go. Now, quickly before we jump into Revit, I would just like to ask you to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com. I'm going to link it up in the cards above and also down in the description of this video. If you're serious about mastering Revit, that's the best place to be. We are an Autodesk authorized training center, and we offer over 150 hours of Revit educational content. Now, without any further ado, let's jump straight into Revit. And here we are in Revit. As you can see, I've already loaded in the image, so the site plan, and I've pinned it in place, scaled it properly. So let's get started. So we know that the floor is wider, so the floor is just going to be the whole outline of this thing. So let's do that first. I'm just going to go here to architecture, go to floor, and then I'm just going to use the line tool to basically sketch out the entire floor for this building. Now, to solve these filleted edges here, I'm just going to use the fillet arc tool and then click on one line, click on the other, and then complete that with that fillet edge. Repeat that here, and this is what we have now. Hit finish, and we have that floor. Now, if I go to the 3D view, this is what that looks like. Now, let's do the main thing, which is the roof. So for the roof, I'm just going to go back here, and then we're going to be doing this with the help of massing. So let's turn on Show Mass. Let's go to In Place Mass, and this will be Mass 1, perfectly fine. And I would just like to see what's below our actual floor. So I'm just going to switch this to wireframe. And then once that's switched, now I can actually see it. So let's sketch out the roof. So for that, I'm going to use the Spline Through Points tool. And then I'm going to start off from here. So the roof is this kind of white portion. So let's then create some points, and I'm just going to be placing points along the line here, and then here we start kind of following that curvature, perhaps a few more points, and then here we're just kind of placing it on the edge of the our floor. Finish here, hit the escape key a couple of times, and we have one of the splines. Now let's do the other. So again, spline through points. Now follow this edge. So here we're just kind of following the floor. I'm going to try to do the same number as with the other one. And then here on the curvature, we're going to add a few more just to follow that better. Here I'm just switching to the other side. So this line here, perhaps a point here, here, and then finally on the edge of the floor. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and then this should be it. So let's go to the 3D view just to see what we have, and yeah, looks very, very nice. Okay, so now it's time to actually bring this up into air. So I'm just going to go back here to the image and see, okay, so this side needs to kind of pull up on this end, and then this side needs to pull up on this end. But first, I actually want to move the entire thing up. So for that, what I'll do is I'm just going to select all of these lines, perhaps switch to the front view. And then if I go here to the move tool and then move it, I can move it up. Let's go by 8 meters perhaps, and as you can see, it doesn't move. So the problem is with these points, they're kind of attached to the line, and it's really kind of all connected. So to avoid that, let's select all of the lines and points. Then I'm just going to go here to filter, go to check none, just check the reference points, hit apply, okay, and then we want to uncheck the driven by host. Once you do that, now the points have these basically this gizmo that allows you to kind of move them around. So now if we select the whole thing and then move it up by 8 meters, as you can see, now the whole thing is going to move. And now if we orbit around, yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, so let's go back here just to consult this again. Okay, so this side needs to go down, and now this side needs to go down. So let's do that. So here I'm just going to select this point, move it all the way down, then select this one, move it a bit down, select this one, move it down, and just continue doing this. Now it is going to take a little bit of time until you get that kind of perfect line, just so it doesn't have any kind of waves or anything like that. So it takes a bit of time, but in the end you will get the proper result. And this is the end result. So as you can see, this side is going down, this one is staying up, and then on the other side this is going down and this one is staying up. Now before we complete everything, I'm just going to select the whole thing, again move to that front kind of elevation view and just move everything up ever so slightly, so just a little bit. This will come in handy a bit later on. Okay, so once this is all in place, what we can do now is we can select these two lines, go to create form, and it's basically going to turn this into a form. If I switch this to shaded, as you can see, this is what that looks like. Now the next step is to create the walls. So these will be just curtain walls on both sides. So for that, we again need to go to spline through points, and then I'll start from here and then just start placing points. Now we don't need too many, we just need to make sure it kind of follows the curvature of this floor properly. Place one there, hit the escape key a couple of times, then again go to spline through points. Always make sure that here you're set to draw on face, because you want to draw on this curved surface. So you just want to draw on the outer edge. So I'm just going to start from this point and then just start placing this on that outer edge there, perhaps one here, one there, and we're just going to continuing this and stopping there. Hit the escape key a couple of times, and now I'm just going to hold the control key, select both of these, and then go to create form, and it's going to basically bring everything together in a form like that. Now I'm just going to be repeating the same process on the other side so we can get that wall on the other side of this form. Now, once everything is ready, we can move forward to turning this from a conceptual mass into actual model geometry. So you hit Finish Mass, and then let's turn this into a roof. So let's go here to Architecture, Roof, open up the drop menu, and then go to Roof by Face. I'm going to pick the largest one and then just apply it there. Select that, create roof, and there we go. So we have this roof. Now I actually want to move it up on the on the top side of this surface. So I'm just going to go here, select it, go to picked faces location, and then switch this to faces at the bottom of the roof. And now it's just going to move up, which is exactly what I want. Now for the curtain system, I'm just going to click here on curtain system by face, and then select this side. Click on the other side as well, and then go to create system, and then it's going to do this. Now obviously this layout doesn't look very nice, so I'm just going to select it. So you just come here to the edge, you select that system, and then let's go into edit type. I'm just going to duplicate this one, and let's call this one the custom system. Click OK. And here I'm just going to get rid of the grid 2 because we don't need it. So just set the layout to none. Then for grid 1, let's set the layout to something like, yeah, let's go with the 1200 millimeters. And then also for grid 1 on the for all types, I'm just going to go with a Malian type. And I'm just going to go with the largest one that we have here, which is this one. So just like that, hit apply, OK, click delete grid line because it is going to remove some, and this is the end result. Now we don't need to see the mass anymore, so then I'm just going to go here to massing and site, and then turn off the show mass, and this is the result that we have. Let's switch this to perhaps realistic, just to see what that looks like. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit nicer. Obviously, we can change the color of this roof. I'm just going to switch it to something white because it's going to then match the snowy project, the original one. Perfect. This looks very nice. Now for the rest of this project, this is kind of the outer shell of the project. But what you can do is you can basically go now inside, and then anything that you create here. So I'm just going to create a random room here somewhere, and just like that. So you can select these walls then go here. So see those walls, you can go attach top, and then select this roof. So it's basically going to go to that roof. So it's going to be really easy to model inside of the shell once you have it, because you can attach it to the roof and do things like that. Also, if you want to add railing on top of this, what you can do is you can just go here to railing and then create a line of railing like that. Hit finish. Now it's down. Go to pick a new host. Click on that roof, and now it's going to place that railing on top of that roof. So with a little bit of extra work, we can actually get it to look really, really close to the original project. So if you want to get that Revit project file, or if you want to get any of my Revit project files from these YouTube tutorials, I upload them all to my Patreon page. Link will be up in the cards above, and then also down in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.